TV shows. Have you been watching anything recently, TV show-wise?
Yeah.
What you been watching?
A show called Last Kingdom on Netflix. I'm a fan of it.
Is it good?
Yeah, I've watched every episode. The world that they're creating, it feels like they're trying to do a
A biopic?
well, when they're trying to follow history, but they are, and they romanticize something,
Historical fiction?
and they follow a particular person through it, but it's like,
Kind of like Vikings?
well, I don't know that this person actually existed or not.
Yeah, so kind of like Vikings.
But they're basically like, okay, well, this person assisted in making England what England was, and all this other different stuff, and how the wars that were fought pre-England and pre-England being one unified country, the last kingdom, and
Okay.
it's really good. It's basically, it has the whole feel of that whole medieval Daenerys Targaryen Game of Thrones feel, and whether or not the lead characters are going to whip out a dragon. It's how are they going to solve this political chess moment that they're in. And every episode, just like any good show, every episode has a moment of tension. Like, they're always in a political moment where something dire, like they're going to lose a country, a
It
battle.
always ends on a cliffhanger.
And when they don't, it's still gratifying to watch someone die. I mean, it's basically Game of Thrones without being Game of Thrones. And occasionally there's a boob or a butt shot, or
So it's still very much like Game of Thrones.
yeah, soap operatic, medieval drama and grit, where the battles are like and the horses and everything.
Yeah. It looked pretty intense.
And the main character, both the person who played him and the character, are both very intriguing and enthralling. He's a fun hero to root for. He's that grimy anti-hero who you want to win, and you spend every episode like, come on, can he just win now? Can he just win? I mean, he's winning, but he's not winning the way you want him to win. He's winning, but he's not. It's like that Breaking Bad feeling.
Never.
Because every time you win, you get a setback. That every episode of Breaking Bad was like that. Something good happened, but there would be a setback. I can't take that emotionally usually.
Yeah. Game of Thrones I never really enjoyed.
When you say anarchy, you mean like Sons of Anarchy? Yeah. That was kind of like that.
So they're gonna give me in the first 2 episodes. I'm probably not gonna watch. I don't feel that attached to any of this where I gotta know what happens.
Most of the seeds planted are planted in those first few episodes.
Yeah, if you don't have a good, if you don't have a good pilot or good follow up second episode, then I'm not gonna watch it.
The one in that whole Last Kingdom thing, the major seed in that is he's actually an Englishman.
Okay.
Who's being raised as a Viking, who's been raised.
I remember seeing that was like.
So his whole life, he's trying to regain all of his lost Englishman rights, everything that belongs to him, his money, his fortress, everything. And how he navigates that still living as a Viking. So it's like, there's that aspect. So if you're just watching it and you just hop into an episode, yeah, it's filmed okay. Yeah, the fight's okay. But if you don't watch him lose it, if you don't see him,
like I jump in the middle of a season or whatnot. Like, I mean, Game of Thrones, I've read all the books. But like even before they went off, like I was just like, this isn't. I will admittedly say I didn't enjoy the books as much as other people do. But I just didn't enjoy it. It just didn't appeal to me. I've seen the first episode of Breaking Bad.
This is turning into unpopular opinion.
It is an unpopular opinion.
Game of Thrones was not that good.
Something that I don't really watch or care about.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of other really popular shows I love. Most of them are comedies, though.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, most of my shows that I prefer are comedies. Most of the shows I prefer. And that's why it's gotta have all the pieces for me to venture from it.
One of these spin-offs from the Vampire Diaries, and
Is that a spinoff from Buffy?
no, it's its own universe, and it's like intense. Like there's a bunch of like between the Vampire Diaries and the next two series, like lots and lots of episodes, and it's got a really like big, like a pretty big world, all things considered. Like a lot of things going on. And binged the hell out of that, and it was terrible, but it was just so fun to watch because it wasn't terrible, but because of like, I mean, the characters were fun to watch, but because of the like, how cheesy and corny it was, I could not watch it. I had to know what was going on. I was like, how much more corny can this get?
Have you seen anything from The Expanse?
I've watched all of The Expanse.
I haven't seen the latest season, but that show looks so good.
Like 3 seasons, amazing. 4th season,
that first
really, really good. But
that first season had so many different movie elements in it. Like I thought it was a detective noir thriller at first. The way they filmed the Miller character, and how he kind of like narrates and I'm walking down a dark alley. He's like, I'm waiting for him to say something like, "Yeah, get him, gumshoe," or something like that. Whoa. And then it turns into like a sci-fi thriller. Then it feels exactly like Firefly for like 5 minutes. Like they pay homage to Firefly. They have a comic relief character. There's all this stuff happens, and then it's like, poof, okay, now here's our show. It's like they didn't give you what the show was actually gonna be until like 7 or 8 episodes in, and by the time they did, they went through all the sci-fi tropes and stereotypes and stuff, and was like, we could do all those things.
So this is one of my favorites. The guy who wrote the book, one of the main characters, his name is James Holden. Mm-hmm. From what I've read, his entire intention behind the character was to have basically a space paladin, which if you haven't really played a lot of role-playing games or know much about Dungeons and Dragons or fantasy or anything,
that makes sense.
Paladins are super religious,
white knight
zealot, white knight kind of thing, where they are hardcore faith-based. Usually, what they would describe as either lawful good or lawful evil, depending on where you're at.
Extreme.
Lawful,
extreme,
which means that they believe in a very strict code. Samurai would be in that same kind of vein. But basically, James Holden is a space paladin. He is supposed to do what is moral and righteous and right every single time. And of course, everybody, it's a real character. For real character growth, there has to be some kind of darkness or something that kind of sets them off the path. And he goes through that and comes through that and becomes like, he gets better and better as a character, to the point where he becomes the moral compass for this one amoral character, Amos.
Amos, dude.
Amos admits at one point, he's like, I don't know what is good and what is bad.
Amos is so.
You show me.
Amos is so freaking awesome in that show. Because in so many shows, they try to make an Amos character, and they just end up making a badass.
Yeah.
They end up making Drax with more lines in every other show.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mess with me. I'm smoking a cigarette. Yeah, gum.
He ends up with like a heart of gold, and like the thing is like Amos kind of does.
Amos kind of already has the heart of gold, but he doesn't know he has a heart of gold.
Like you see moments, and Wes Chatham, however you say his last name, the actor who plays him he does such a good job of just portraying this guy
a psychopath.
I wouldn't necessarily call him a psychopath. Oh, maybe he is. Like
he's a little psychopath.
He's a little psychopath.
Yeah.
He is the epitome of what I would say a neutral character, where his only loyalty is towards what ends up best for him, and the way that he has found to
or his family. His family
has been to provide, been to secure his family, and who he includes in that group are people who show him what he thinks is important for him to continue. Has been my interpretation of the character, and has kind of like swished off his humanity.
No, he's like, Captain says you gotta go, so
Well, he's
You gotta go.
then you see little points where he's like, you think it's gonna get really serious, and the next thing you know, like he's pulling like this little prank or joke or something. And
Or he'll be like, hey man, something. Oh no, I remember one of the lines. The dude was like, something. We're gonna have to fight. Are we gonna have to fight each other? I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna kill you. You know, it's like it was as simple. It was like, why would we fight when we could just like finish it? Like we're not gonna fight multiple times.
He's the kind of guy where
it was just a statement of fact.
Like he's the kind of guy where you're wielding a knife, and then he's just like, bam, shoots you.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and in The Last Crusade, kind of doing all these sword tricks. Why am I gonna waste my time trying to, be honorable?
Yeah. Yeah, Amos.
He's awesome. I love him. I even like. I mean, I like. What's her name?
The last episode I saw. Spoiler alert. All the rings.
Open up. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So
that's the last thing I
season-
saw. That's the last thing I saw.
Fourth season, they start to explore, and
Awesome.
It gets pretty scary. Not like.
I mean, I was scared just when it was open, but now it's like I saw a preview of humanoid interactions that inevitably means it's going to become political again. So it's going to tame back down and then become political, and then and then amp back up.
And then one of my favorite characters also has become the Martian. I mean, I like Cass Ambar's character.
The girl Martian,
pilot.
the girl Martian,
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby.
She's dope.
Bobby's fun. You mean the Texan? The pilot Texan?
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's fun too.
I cannot think of his name
Bobby.
right now. I know his name is
Bobby
Cass
Drake.
Ambar.
Bobby Drake. Not Bobby Drake.
Bobby Drake.
Bobby Drake. Something is
I know it's Bobby.
Bobby something is
But-
the Marine Martian,
Yeah.
and
She's just a very cool character.
I can't remember Tex's name.
I can't think.
Anyway,
Of it now.
so yeah.
Stuff over that.
All right, guys. So well, shit. What's your favorite show? What are you guys watching? Let us know.
And if you love The Expanse, please get everyone you know to watch it because it's too fucking good.
Yeah, it is actually good, dude.
And hopefully the more people who watch it, Amazon keeps on making it, but they've already got this season wrapped up.
I'm gonna say something to
They
make
finished
people
it
hate
in
me.
February?
Hey, hate me and get us more views. It's better than Firefly. Ooh, 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 in your face.
It lasted longer, so
Oh.
sorry, you actually had to get a real storyline.
Heard. So if you disagree, let us know in the comment section.
And if you agree, then definitely drown out all the dissenters.
Heard.
Shame the dissenters. Shame.
Next time, guys.
Bye.
But I need you more than ever, and that's just how I feel. You look so good, walking in your special way. I got to keep it, hold it together. Because even though you belong to me, I know I can show you that I love you better. Oh, ain't it funny now how love makes you feel like a will? How love makes you feel like a will? How love can make you big and tall? Then love makes you want to crawl. And now baby I'm crawling